The Railway Protection Force is a security force of India entrusted with protecting railway passengers, passenger area and railway property of the Indian Railways. This is only central armed police force which has power to arrest, investigate and prosecute criminals. The force is commonly referred as RPF. The force is under the authority of Ministry of Railways. The strength of RPF is about 65,000. RPF is headed by a Director General, who is usually an Indian Police Service officer. Mr. S.K. Bargat, 1982 batch IPS officer of Uttarakhand Cadre, has been appointed DG on 28 April 2016. He will succeed Mr. R. Verma, who superannuated on 20 February 2016. Since superannuation of Mr. R. Verma, senior-most RPF officer is Shri P.S. Rawal was looking after the duties of DG. Mission Statement of RPF Mission: we shall protect and safeguard railway passengers, passenger area and railway property, ensure the safety, security and boost the confidence of the travelling public in the Indian Railways. Objectives: we shall carry on an unrelenting fight against criminals in protecting railway passengers, passenger area and railway property, facilitate passenger travel and security by removing all antisocial elements from trains, railway premises and passenger area, remain vigilant to prevent trafficking in women and children and take appropriate action to rehabilitate destitute children found in railway areas. Cooperate with other departments of the railways in improving the efficiency and image of the Indian Railways. Act as a bridge between the government railway police, local police and the railway administration. Adopt proactively all modern technology, best human rights practices, management techniques and special measures for protection of female and elderly passengers and children in the pursuit of these objectives. The origin of this force was Watch and Amp Board and functioned under the administrative control of Railway Administration. Later on, this force was renamed as Railway Protection Force and its members were provided with the power of arrest without warrant for the unlawful possession of railway property. The term railway property included only the properties owned by the Railway Administration. In due course of time, the definition for the term railway property was extended and it included the properties owned by, or in the charge of or entrusted with the railways. The offenders are booked under the Railway Property Act 1966, which is shortly known as RP Act 1966. Now the Railway Protection Force has a separate administrative system and functions under the general supervision of the Railway Administration. Evolution of the RPF, the maintenance and security of railways, the vital artery of national communication and economic progress, has been a major concern of the Government of India that goes back to the times when the railway commenced their operations in India in 1854. Since railways have a linear territory traversing interstate lines, a foolproof security system has been hard to provide. Nevertheless, the genesis of such an endeavour can be traced back to 1854 when East Indian Railways employed certain staff designated as police to denote its own force by enacting the Police Act 1861 and deployed a contingent for the security of the railway with the owner companies bearing their upkeep. The railway companies exercised full control over the police force. On the recommendation of Railway Police Committee 1872, railway police was organized into government police for law enforcement and company police for watch and ward duties in railways. The actual separation of duties came into effect in 1881. By 1882, as a result of formal division of the police force deployed on the railways into government police and private police, the railway companies directly assumed the responsibility of protection and security of the property as well as of the goods entrusted to them by public for carriage. For this, they appointed chowkidars for various departments and placed them under control of the local departmental heads. With an increase in commercial traffic and consequential steep rise in the incidence of theft of goods entrusted to railways for carriage, the chowkidar system was reorganized after the First World War onto watch and amp ward organization under a single superior officer designated as superintendent. Watch and amp ward, a system which continued up to 1954. Thus the Railway Police Administration functioned under three different systems, viz. the district system, as a part of district police, the provincial system, for each province, and the railway administration system, separate railway police for each railway administration in spite of recommendations of Indian Police Commission, 1902-03. The provincial system found acceptance on recommendation of Railway Police Committee 1921 and the present GRP came into existence. The company police evolved into present RPF in 1957, passing through watch and ward phase from 1872 to 1954, and as Railway Security Force from 1954 to 1956. RPF was also given limited legal powers under Railway Stores Act. Thus, for a full 100 years, the force, though being used for providing security to the vital artery of national communication and economic progress, did not itself have any legislative status. Therefore, the government instituted a special inquiry through Director, Intelligence Bureau, who in his report in 1954 forcefully brought out the necessity of organizing the watch and amp ward on a statutory basis. The Railway Board also appointed a security advisor to the Railway Board in July 1953 to work out the details for the reorganization of the watch and amp ward department. It was decided in consultation with the Ministry of Home Affairs that there should be an integrated, well-organized force on the model of the police, with adequate supervisory staff specially trained to meet the particular aspects of crime that were relevant to railway property and to work in close collaboration and act as a second line to the state's police with whom, under the Constitution, policing on railways rested. This led to the RPF Bill for the Better Protection and Security. It was only on the 29th of August 1957 that a Railway Protection Force Act was enacted by the Parliament, and Railway Security Force was renamed as Railway Protection Force. The RPF rules were made on the 10th of September 1959 and RPF regulations were formulated in 1966. In the meantime, in 1962, Special Emergency Force has been raised from the existing strength of RPF during Chinese aggression, which was especially entrusted the task to protect trains in border districts. In 1965 it has been renamed as Railway Protection Special Force. In 1966 RPF has been given legal powers for better protection of railway property by enacting Railway Property Act. But, while the provisions of RPF Act were soon found wanting for the maintenance of an effective and disciplined force, the RPF rules and regulations too were found judicially unsound. The RPF Act 1957 was accordingly modified by Parliament vide Act No. 60 of 1985 on the 20th of September 1985 for the constitution and maintenance of the force as an armed force of the Union. For carrying out the purposes of the Act, RPF Rules 1987 was framed. Pay structure. The RPF utilizes a similar rank structure to the other paramilitary forces in India, and the Indian Police Service, from which the Director General is always appointed. Non-gazetted ranks are the same as those used in the state police services.